faithfully delivering value by interpreting great books from around the world. Hello, this is Sally with the Book Talk. Today, we're exploring the book Accompanying Children Through 6 Years of Elementary School. For many Chinese parents, they'd rather endure more hardship themselves just to raise their child to succeed. It makes their life worthwhile. In those 6 years of elementary school, kids need to build good study habits, find effective learning methods, and develop a well-rounded character. So, those elementary years are crucial for a child's entire life. The author Lu Chenlian is a senior family education advisor, psychological counselor, and lecturer at the China Youth Research Association's Parents Forum. He has always emphasized family education, consistently promoting quality education and joyful learning. He raised an outstanding daughter with all-around qualities and a positive attitude, using his family education approach. In 2011, his daughter took the Gaokao, China's college entrance exam, and got accepted to both the University of Hong Kong and Peking University. Hearing this, I bet many parents are envious and wish their kids could be that successful. So, how did Lu Chenglian educate his child? What should parents do during their child's elementary years? I've boiled down the book's content into 5 key questions parents care about. First, what if your child doesn't like studying? Second, how can you boost your child's grades? Third, should kids play? And how should they play? Fourth, how do you foster good character in your child? Fifth, how to support your child through adolescence. All right, let's start with the first question. Why don't kids like studying? Many parents struggle with this. The reason is simple. Most kids find learning not just boring, but also irrelevant to everyday life. Think back. As kids, we didn't know why we learned subjects like Chinese, math, English. We just did it blindly, and only later did things click. So, we should understand kids' dislike for studying. Then, how can we help them love learning? The author outlines a few methods. Lu Chengliang says that his daughter also went through this phase. When his daughter first started elementary school, she always mixed up the consonant W and vowel U in pinyin. No matter how much he taught her, it didn't work. Later, he stopped correcting her and chose to wait instead. Elementary students, especially younger ones, don't have strong cognitive abilities yet, so it's important to allow kids to be temporarily behind. Parents, why not learn to relax? Trust your child and wait patiently. Never show anxiety, as that only makes the kid more flustered and prone to mistakes. Actually, people should make mistakes while learning, learn from them, and build experience. That's how we grow up slowly. Next, it's about satisfying children's curiosity and fostering their interest in learning. Parents often fall into a trap, linking curiosity and playfulness with poor academic performance. But parents overlook a key logic. Only when someone is curious about something do they have the drive to learn and understand it. Lu Chengliang's daughter was fascinated by insects during elementary school, so he often took her to museums to explore insects and even let her keep some at home. Her interest in insects sparked her curiosity in nature, often seen as a minor subject. She gradually discovered the joy of learning. Actually, in children's minds, there's no difference between main subjects and minor ones. To them, anything unfamiliar is new and something to learn. What parents should do is show kids that to understand these mysteries deeply, they need reading to gain more info. And to read, they need to know more words. If they want to research further, they also need to study subjects like math, physics, and chemistry. Nurturing kids' curiosity from a young age cultivates their interest in learning. Once kids are interested in learning, their abilities and grades naturally improve. Moreover, persist in fostering good study habits. Habits formed young become natural. This is a famous saying by Confucius. It means that habits formed in childhood are like their innate. For elementary students, it's vital to build good study habits from first grade, as it greatly impacts their future learning. Research shows that it takes 21 days to initially form a habit, and it takes 90 days, 3 months, to basically establish a habit. But to make a habit stick, parents and kids need consistent effort. Too many setbacks and all progress gets undone. For example, Lu Cheng-liang focused on teaching his daughter the habit of dedicated time for dedicated tasks, like between 7 to 7:30 p.m. was strictly math time, only math homework allowed. During that period, parents wouldn't interrupt or let her do anything else. Lastly, encouragement-based education helps kids love learning and school. Oh, Lu Cheng-liang used positive reinforcement, praising good performance and giving small rewards. For kids, this constant sense of achievement boosts confidence and makes them enjoy learning more. Also, help kids make friends at school. Pure appeal is powerful. If they have close buddies, they'll look forward to school daily. Parents can also nurture good teacher-student relationships to make kids love school and learning. For instance, notice each teacher's traits. Highlight them as strengths to your child so they grow fond of their teachers. Lou shared an interesting story. Initially, his daughter struggled with math. Once when Lou met her math teacher, she got super nervous, fearing criticism. Then Lou cleverly told her the teacher found her adorable and wanted to be her godmother. This instantly brought his daughter closer to the math teacher. From then on, she tackled her weak subject with new energy. In short, getting kids to love learning requires parents' constant creativity. Preserve their curiosity. Let it guide how you nurture study habits and skills. Beyond that, create a positive home environment and help balance teacher and peer relationships. Now, I imagine many parents wonder, but my kid already seems to love learning. But why aren't the grades improving? That brings us to the second question today. The main reason is children haven't mastered proper learning methods. Besides that, low learning efficiency is another key factor. In this book, Liu Qingliang uses his daughter's strong subjects, Chinese and English, to show how kids can master scientific learning approaches. He also explains how to fix severe subject imbalance in children. So how do we boost kids' Chinese skills? Well, improving Chinese mostly depends on developing reading and writing abilities. And since reading forms the foundation for writing, focusing on reading is crucial for better Chinese grades. And kids are natural mimics, you know. If parents love reading, children will gradually develop the habit through exposure. So Lu Qingliang once surveyed families asking, "What are you doing at 9 p.m.?" One kid answered, "Dad's gaming, mom's playing mahjong." Another said, "I'm reading with my parents." No surprise there. Kids from the first family type resisted studying, especially feeling it's unfair seeing parents play while they work, while kids from the latter were more receptive to parental guidance. This shows how vital it is for parents to lead by example. Besides being reading role models, ensure kids have access to books. So parents should select suitable books. But how to choose right? When his daughter was young, Lou often took her to bookstores, observed her interests, and bought what she liked. But her dad preferred choosing books based on his own preferences. Not every book won her favor, though.
Now, some parents might ask, if my child picks unsuitable books, shouldn't I intervene?
Well, not exactly. Instead, offer to exchange it for a more appropriate book. If the child insists on keeping it, gently ask, "Why do you like this one?" You might get a surprisingly innocent and whimsical answer. Like he might say, "I think the kitten on the cover is so cute." Then you can follow their lead and help find books matching that description. And having suitable books and making them easily accessible is also crucial. Lu Chengliang has a friend whose living room has bookshelves instead of a TV. So the child grew up loving books. At Lu's home, he'd place comics and magazines on sofas or rugs for easy access. Besides reading, audiobooks are also great alternatives. Many apps offer audiobooks, great for parents worried about screen time affecting kids' eyesight. Now let's discuss improving writing skills. A headache for many parents. Kids struggle to write anything substantial, and when they do, it's often dry. Lou believes this happens because kids lack playtime, leaving them with no material to write about. plus narrow reading scope and too many rigid rules from schools. Actually, when kids start writing, forget grammar rules. Just let them write about people and events around them to capture authenticity. These two skills are essential. When his daughter was young, he had her practice through diary writing. This method helps kids notice details and enrich their writing. Like when his daughter had a thrilling dream, he encouraged her to recreate it. The girl ended up writing a nearly 2,000-word story. With its twists and fluid writing, her Chinese teacher praised it highly. Reading and writing require foundational training from childhood. Start during elementary school to build a solid foundation. Then middle school learning becomes much easier. So parents should collaborate with schools to guide kids into loving reading and writing early on. All right, next let's talk about boosting kids' English skills. First, help kids memorize words through daily life. Lu Chengliang's daughter started learning English in kindergarten. Back then, Lu would read product names aloud while shopping, like apple, orange, strawberry. Parents can borrow this teaching method. This process is enjoyable and helps deepen word memory. English as a language subject works like our mother tongue. Initially, we can't speak. We listen first, then talk. So mastering English, especially speaking, starts with sharpening listening skills. For example, exposing kids to audio with standard pronunciation is effective. Lou's daughter listened to English tapes nightly before bed, repeating the same tape all semester. Honestly, she listened half asleep. Tape content isn't as fun as stories, especially lying in bed. Yet, after a while, she memorized all the texts with perfect pronunciation. Research shows content heard during sleep enters our subconscious. Though we don't feel it after waking, Lou's idea to use tapes as lullabies had unexpected learning benefits. Also, watching original English films trains listening, dialogues have accurate pronunciation, and plots hold kids' attention. One English movie weekly helps kids absorb new vocabulary effortlessly. Lou's daughter excelled in Chinese and English, but struggled in math. A common imbalance issue. How to handle it? Based on experience, Lou summarized solutions for subject imbalance. First, to prevent imbalance, nurture multiple intelligences from early childhood. Multiple intelligences refer to diverse cognitive potentials like linguistic, logical, mathematical, spatial, bodily kinesthetic, musical, interpersonal, etc. When reflecting on her daughter's subject imbalance issue, Liu Chengliang said parents should focus on developing children's multiple intelligences from a young age, not just one area. Reinforcement here opened. The author emphasized her daughter's linguistic intelligence when young, encouraging reading and writing, but neglected her logical skills. Looking back, if she had played more math and logic games with her daughter, like using card games to train calculation skills, it might have unlocked her science potential. Meanwhile, parents should keep a positive mindset, believing that a child's imbalance might signal a unique talent and not force them to excel in every subject. Otherwise, under pressure, they might lose their strengths too. Instead, guide them to maintain strong subjects while improving weaker ones. Additionally, for subject imbalance, parents should provide targeted tutoring. If the child's workload isn't too heavy, consider enrolling them in tutoring classes. But why, despite spending lots of time and money on tutoring, are the results disappointing? Actually, choosing tutoring classes should depend on the child's abilities. For example, parents of kids struggling in math often prioritize classes like WA Math or Olympiad Math. But these advanced programs aren't suitable for all children. Many parents mistakenly think that taking these advanced classes will automatically improve their child's abilities. And, on the contrary, children might lose confidence in the subject because they constantly fail to understand or learn. Well, in such cases, it's better to have the child master basic textbook knowledge, reinforce it with practice, and compile a notebook of their mistakes. Reviewing the old to understand the new helps them identify their issues, rather than blindly doing new problems continuously. Besides academic tutoring, There are also interest classes like piano, painting, and calligraphy. Lu Chengliang advocates that interest classes should align with children's sensitive periods and interests.
At age 4, Liu Chengliang's daughter saw a classmate playing piano and got fascinated, begging her parents to buy her an electronic keyboard.
But unfortunately, the electronic keyboard was too expensive, so Lu Chengliang brushed it off. Later, when finances improved, he offered piano lessons, but she'd lost all interest. Now grown up, her musical foundation remains weak. She even sings off key. Her childhood piano longing happened during her music-sensitive developmental period. Missing the sensitive period due to various reasons makes compensation nearly impossible. So enroll in interest classes during those sensitive periods to catch critical development windows. Some kids show clear artistic talent, yet parents make them quit hobbies fearing academic impact. But entering society reveals passion is the best teacher. It fuels confidence to move forward. All right, let's summarize. Focusing on reading and writing is key to boosting Chinese scores. For English, honing listening skills is crucial. To prevent severe subject imbalance, cultivate multiple intelligences. If imbalance exists, maintain positivity and guide proactively. We've just covered improving academic performance. Next, many parents worry about play. After all, it's children's nature. But after starting elementary school, academic pressure mounts, especially for older kids facing middle school entrance exams. Many parents no longer dare to travel and play freely like in kindergarten days. Weekends get consumed by tutoring classes, squeezing scarce leisure time. But Lu Chanlian insists play is essential. Unmet childhood play urges intensify later. First, play is early intellectual development. For example, card games build numerical sensitivity, puzzles develop logical reasoning, while improvising humorous rhymes sparks writing skills. Second, play broadens horizons. Parents can lead outdoor adventures in nature. Kids playing in snow are actually learning about snow. Observing a tree means understanding that tree. Like Liu Chenglian we mentioned earlier, her daughter loved insects since childhood, so she let her keep some at home and bought insect encyclopedias. This actually helped during her university interview later. In 2010, Liu Chengliang's daughter joined HKU's principal's nomination scheme. During the one-on-one interview, the examiner discussed insects with her. Initially nervous, she suddenly opened up and chatted happily, showing hobbies don't necessarily distract from ambitions. Through play, kids effortlessly learn knowledge they might miss in classrooms. Moreover, play enhances kids' social skills. Liu Zhonglian believes lacking peers is worse than failing exams. Peer interaction is vital for children. Playing with peers boosts social and organizational skills, overcoming issues like selfishness or isolation common in only children. Lastly, play cultivates essential qualities. Playtime also teaches life lessons, because during play, kids encounter many difficulties. When parents seize these moments to teach, kids grasp lessons more deeply. Like hiking, tell kids better views require struggle. No pain, no greater gain. So how should kids play? First, regular sports are excellent. In team sports like basketball or soccer, kids learn winning requires teamwork. Emotionally, sports are great mood regulators. After a tiring study day, exercise releases pent-up stress instantly. Sports also improve sleep and study efficiency. Second, nature outings are the best way to understand and respect the environment. Nature is a wordless book. Its knowledge and nourishment often surpass textbooks. In the autumn, when the author's daughter was 7, they climbed Fenghuang Ridge where she spotted 3 grasshoppers, 2 locked in fierce combat, while the third watched idly. Eventually, one combatant lost, and a victor climbed onto the spectator grasshopper to mate. Then we realized 2 male grasshoppers had dueled for mating rights, the entire spectacle lasting half an hour. My daughter stayed utterly focused, whispering questions occasionally. When meeting occurred, Lu Chenglian seized the moment to discuss the usually awkward topic of sex. In that half hour, she received an extraordinary natural science lesson. Such vivid real-life examples leave deeper impressions than textbook lessons. Additionally, take kids to historical sites. As the saying goes, read 10,000 books, travel 10,000 miles. Affluent parents should travel with kids to broaden their horizons. Bring book knowledge to life. Let them personally experience cultural relics. That impact far exceeds what reading alone delivers. Play is children's innate nature. Through play, kids solve problems, communicate, and discover life's lessons through innocent eyes. So parents, not only let kids play, guide them toward enriching activities that nurture mind and body. For example, holiday visits to historical sites, touring beautiful landscapes, or sports. All excellent choices. Learning and playing develop knowledge and skills, cultivating talent. But talent without character is like the Chinese character yang, with no stroke. It can't stand upright. Cultivating character in elementary school matters more than academic knowledge alone. Next, we'll discuss another crucial aspect for elementary kids: moral character. This is our fourth topic today. The first character trait to nurture is filial piety. Chinese often say, of all virtues, filial piety comes first. If one disrespects their own parents, how can they treat others kindly? During elementary school, parents must prioritize cultivating this virtue. Lu Chengliang's daughter had a male classmate who lived with his maternal grandparents since childhood. Though his grandfather was dependent, the boy's parents showed deep filial piety by caring for him meticulously. Growing up witnessing this, when his parents traveled for work later, the boy independently took over grandfather's care. This shows filial devotion is learned through parental example. Parents must model behavior to teach children filial piety. Second, cultivate children's sense of responsibility. As kids enter society, they'll face conflicts between personal and group interests and challenges in cooperation. Solutions to these must be learned young. Parental demonstration is crucial. Like a traffic officer father working through heavy rain and snow, not just to keep his job, but driven by genuine duty and mission. We naturally pass such virtues to our children through daily life. Third, teach children thrift and frugality. Though material lives are abundant now, thrift remains vital. It's not about deprivation. Teaching thrift builds financial awareness, the foundation of money management. Help kids understand item costs and parental effort behind them. When handling unused household items, parents should use proper methods. For example, pack donations together for those in need. Show kids even worn items have value. Reusing prevents waste. Fourth, children must learn independence. They'll eventually live apart. Early self-reliance gives them wings to fly. In daily life, consciously give hands-on opportunities. This helps them mature. Cultivate character young. Like a sapling unstraightened grows crooked. To raise upright, independent, responsible children, focus on character during elementary years, not just academics, ensuring they become well-rounded individuals. And children in upper elementary grades have entered their rebellious teenage phase. At this stage, kids often defy parents, using naive perspectives to do what they think is cool. Like imitating adults by smoking or drinking to appear mature, or fighting for misguided loyalty among friends. Preserve children's curiosity. Let it guide how you nurture their study habits and abilities. Beyond that, create a positive home environment and help balance teacher-student and peer relationships. Now, I imagine many parents wonder, but my kid already seems to love learning, but why aren't the grades improving? That brings us to the second question today. The main reason is children haven't mastered proper learning methods. Besides that, low learning efficiency is another key factor. In this book, Liu Changliang uses his daughter's strong subjects, Chinese and English, to demonstrate scientific learning approaches. He also explains solutions for severe subject imbalance. So, how do we boost kids' Chinese skills? Well, improving Chinese mostly depends on developing reading and writing abilities. And since reading forms writing's foundation, focusing on reading is crucial for better Chinese grades. Kids are natural mimics. You know, if parents love reading, children absorb the habit through exposure. Liu Chengliang once surveyed families. What are you doing at 9 p.m.? One kid answered, Dad's gaming, Mom's playing mahjong. Another said, I'm reading with my parents. No surprise there. Kids from the first family resisted studying, especially feeling unfair seeing parents play while they work, while kids from reading families were more receptive to guidance. This proves how vital parental modeling is. Besides being reading role models, ensure kids have book access. So parents should select suitable books, but how to choose wisely. When Lu Chengliang's daughter was young, she often took her to bookstores, observed what books she liked, and bought accordingly. But her husband preferred choosing books based on his own preferences. Not every book won her favor, though. Now, some parents might ask, if my child picks unsuitable books, shouldn't I intervene? Well, not exactly. Instead, offer to exchange it for a more appropriate book.
If the child insists on keeping it, gently ask, why do you like this one?
You might get a surprisingly innocent and whimsical answer.
Like, he might say, I think the kitten on the cover is so cute. Then follow their lead to find books matching that description.
Having suitable books and making them easily accessible is crucial. Lu Chengliang has a friend whose living room has bookshelves instead of a TV, so the child grew up loving books. At Lu's home, comics and magazines were placed on sofas or rugs for easy access. Besides reading, audiobooks are great alternatives. Many apps offer audiobooks, ideal for parents worried about screen time affecting kids' eyesight. Now let's discuss improving writing skills, a headache for many parents. Kids struggle to write anything meaningful, and what they produce often feels dry. Lu believes this happens because kids lack playtime, leaving them with no material to write about, plus narrow reading scope and too many rigid rules from schools. Actually, when kids start writing, forget grammar rules, just let them capture real people and events with authenticity. These two skills are essential. When his daughter was young, he had her practice through diary writing. Through this method, kids can focus on details, enrich their essays, and make their writing more substantial. For instance, the author's daughter once had a thrilling dream, and the author encouraged her to recreate the dream's events,